Simon, check your umbrella. Make sure you know where it's at. Your staff, make sure you know where that's at. Don't go through the curtains to come on. Come on in front of the Christmas tree.
My mom is here. OG Nina, who started it all. It's a long tradition of dance and art in our family, and we're happy that it keeps continuing. I just recently heard the piece of music when we started this project because it was never recorded. My mother found the sheet music for it.
And we said, what's this? And she said, oh my God, this is my father's composition. And there's notes written by him about the piece, you know, just the sheet music. And we only had 2 sheets, and it was unfinished.
My name is Nina Baratoff.
My mom and I have always been very close because I was an only child. We had I didn't have siblings to play with, so I spent a lot of time playing with my mom, looking at her jewelry, talking with her, talking about ballet. She, of course, supported me and went to all the performances. And then after the performances, we had very in-depth conversations on how the performances went and what she liked and didn't like, because she had a deeper understanding, having been a dancer herself. So it wasn't just, you were great, I loved this. You know, she would talk about how I did certain steps and how certain passages made her feel. So that's the kind of relationship we've always had.
I was immediately fascinated, absolutely fascinated by her story, because she had been in a film with Peter Sellers, you know, for the Pink Panther. She was a ballerina, she was a teacher, she was a refugee. And the more I knew her and the more we got to know each other, the more she opened up and told me this absolutely incredible life story from the beginning.
It was a talent show, and I entered it and I danced. I performed The Dying Swan on Ben Alexander talent show, and I won the trophy. The next day, artistic director of Oakland Ballet Company called me, and he saw me on that program, and he asked me to work with him, with the company. So I joined Oakland Ballet Company. At that time, it was called Oakland Civic Ballet Company.
What are they?
Those are, I danced the Pearl and the Fisherman. Yeah, that was my partner, Eduardo Forth.
And she's never left the world of dance. She sews my costumes for my company. She comes to every performance I've ever had. She is my greatest fan and critic. She's extremely honest about what she sees, and she's not afraid to tell it. And she has a world of knowledge and a world of experience that I respect.
I think I think I'm very lucky because, not everybody has to be a scientist. Not everybody has to be doctors or whatever. We need this. We need this outlet for our souls. No matter how hard you work outside, because I worked outside also, but this is something for your soul. My father was a captain of the White Russian Army, and they were pushed by the communists to Harbin, China. And after that, they moved because my father found a job in Mukden, Manchuria. So we lived there, and that's where I was born. How was it growing up? Wonderful. Chinese people were so good to us. And we had friends, and as I said, we went to school, and the Chinese people learned Russian. We didn't have to learn Chinese.
Well, I think that my mom, when she talks about her time in China and the Philippines and her journey and travel here, she always is positive about that. She speaks of having a very happy childhood. She says, I'm sure that my parents had struggles. I can't even imagine the trauma that they must have gone through to be uprooted like that, to lose absolutely everything.
And they were just wonderful until the communists came. When the communists came to China, things changed. And so we had to get out of there. And so over 5,000 people, we were all put in the refugee camp because we wanted to flee away from the communists. And the refugee camp was in Tubabao, Samar in Philippines.
She doesn't dwell on those memories. She always just looks towards, the good in the situation, in every situation.
And luckily for us, we had friends that came to United States in 1920. And these friends, they sent affidavits for us to come from the Philippines to America. So on Thanksgiving in the 1950 November, we came to United States, to San Francisco. It was a blessed time, a dream come true. And I was 12 then. And it's just unbelievable.
And she says, well, I had an incredible childhood because I was surrounded by music. My father was a musician. He played the piano. The first thing he when he had a job, the first thing he bought for the house was a piano.
That's my dad.
And what's his full name?
Dmitry Fyodorovich Ashurkov. Это было в белом зале.
Here's Tsingtao, 1941.
Oh.
This is the music for the Russian gymnasium.
He was very talented in music, and he started composing pieces. He did my first solo he did, which was called The Diamond, and I danced my first solo to his music. So I was blessed that my childhood was excellent.
I just recently heard the piece of music when we started this project because it was never recorded. My mother found the sheet music for it, and then we had it recorded by a brilliant pianist, Paul.
She had a whole house full of memories. 30 years in Sacramento. It was a full house, full of, and she still had her father's piano in the house. Well, unfortunately, when she moved in with us, that house and all of the belongings the house was ransacked and robbed, and They came and destroyed a lot of things that were really great memories for her. Her whole life with your whole life as a dancer. And what left in the piano was a couple pieces of sheet music. That's what you hadn't seen it before, right? And we said, what's this? And she said, oh my God, this is my father's composition. And there's notes written by him about the piece, just the sheet music. And we only had 2 sheets, and it was unfinished. And we thought, well, we'll take that. And we went to a studio with Paul, and he just sat down. He says, what if I do? And I said, I maybe gave him a couple ideas. Maybe I need an adagio section. I need maybe we could just take what we have. And he says, yeah, sure, let me try this. A little more melancholy. This is awfully bright, and
it is, right?
Which is great. Yes.
Something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. There's, are you okay with let's see, I don't know how to change all this. It's a little bit flexible. Do you mind?
Yes. Boom, boom, boom. And we're sitting there and just, I could just see Nina. I could see her while her dad is playing this piece of music for her, and she's dancing. And I said, she is going to absolutely love this, because she hadn't heard it either since she was 6 years old, or since her father, passed.
We're going to play you the music.
Okay. Wow, it's weird. How did you get it?
You'll find out.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Thank you, guys. You see how it feels. I can just see my father at the piano. I haven't heard it since how old I was? 6. Because he wrote for me, and 6 years old, and that's it. And I never played that again. He never played that again.
The music conveys a spirit of optimism and happy brilliance. And the choreography, I think, will also convey that to viewers. And I think that that's how I view my mom. Unfortunately, I never met my grandfather, but just from what my mom tells me about him, I think that this music probably is what their relationship was about. It's happy, it's beautiful, it's optimistic, and I think that the piece will convey that, again, with Sofia dancing it, with our youngest daughter dancing it.
My oldest granddaughter is Marsha, and she also danced. And, she's very good in dance and music, and she continues on. She doesn't take ballet classes now, but she can dance very well. And she knows, the modern music, everything is, quite. And Sofia, my youngest granddaughter is Sofia.
They were part of the productions as soon as they were able to. They both started dancing at age 3. They would take classes.
Growing up in the studio, it was my basically my first home. I want to say it's my second home, but I feel like I lived in the studio more than I lived in my own home because my entire life surrounded around ballet. And it's just such an incredible feeling to just be around such amazing humans who just have such an appreciation for art.
At a certain point, Masha decided that classical ballet was not the right fit for her. She's still a dancer. She has the best rhythm in the family by far. And Sofia, same thing, grew up sitting in the playpen, having, her best friends. In fact, she considers her ballet friends, some of them to be even closer than her school friends because they have more in common. And Sofia continued dancing all the way through. This past June, was her final performance as a student in my school.
My mom has always been around and she's always been like my biggest supporter. So being able to work in the studio with both of them, I just feel like I'm able to be more so like a kid. Like I feel like a kid again in a way. And Greg came later in my life. I was 5 or 6 when he came. So it was harder at first, but for me, like I instantly grew an attachment to him and I grew a connection with him. And so being able to do this now is really special and I really enjoy it.
Nina helping with the choreography. Her sister will help with the makeup and the setting, and so it's an incredible 3-generation of performers, dancers in this family. It's a great project. I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
There's never a day that goes by where I am never proud of where I come from. From my great-grandfather to my grandmother to my grandfather, my mom, everybody.
I think we're almost halfway through, and so far it's been good. My feet hurt a little bit from it because it's a lot of releve things, but it's fun. Well, I'm just really proud that I'm able to do that, and knowing my family's history, there's such a deep history of dance and just ballet, so being able to still carry on our family's legacy almost is really nice, and it just feels good to do that.
Of course, my first love was Nina, And when I saw Sofia doing, the same thing, of course, it's just, as I said, theatrical world. You can't do better than that. I'm in heaven.
She's had to move out of her house that she lived in for over 30 years. And this will be something monumental, I think, for her, just to be able to share, to see that, and then to take her back in time to when she was 6 years old and dancing for her dad. And it's a great homage to her life, to her dad's life, to our lives, because, I mean, she helped build this life that we all share.
This music was a catalyst to those memories, and to see her granddaughter dance to this music that her father wrote for her is special.
Well, I hope she kind of carries the fact that, like, I really love her, and it's hard growing up, like, unfortunately, like, I don't get to spend as much time with her anymore because I'm so busy with a lot of things going on. So it's nice that I'm able to do this to kind of show that I do really love her and appreciate her and remind her of that. And it also just reminds me of how much I am grateful for her and just my family in general.
She's babushka. She's my babushka. I can't even say grandma. She's my babushka. And so she means everything.
And, hopefully, if our girls have children of their own, maybe a part of that will trickle down into those kids' lives. At least they'll have this as a, like, hey, this happened. This is who we are. And if not, then, if they don't have children of their own, then maybe they can pass it down to students or peers or whatever it is. I think that's how art is kept alive. It's from one generation to the next.
future dancers, just keep on to your art. Don't give it up. Continue as much as you possibly can. And just close your eyes and go straight ahead. Don't let anybody bother you as far as, changing your mind. Don't be a follower, be a leader. That's all.
I'll take the ball from
Okay,
you.
thank you.
So we want to play you something.
Okay.
Are they? Now that's a wrap. And scene.
All right, bye, Mom. Good luck. See you later.
Okay.
Have fun. Bye, guys. Thank you.